How's everybody today? Good. So all in all, I think that spring practice we've made a lot of progress. We've had an opportunity to get a lot of guys a lot of reps. Most everybody has made some progress, some guys more than others. But, you know, there's a lot of challenges in the spring, and it's a lot of opportunity for guys to show that they can overcome adversity, they can compete and play even when things don't go the way they want them to. You know, A-Day is an opportunity for that to happen. And look, we split up the squads in A-Day so that we get maximum reps for most of the players, which does not really mean that the entire first team is on one team and the entire first team is on the other team. It means that if we have certain guys at certain positions and we can manipulate them around to get reps for those guys by playing more of the game because we split the squads up that way, then that's the way we do it. So, you know, we have where, you know, we try to play the first teams against the first teams and the second teams against the second team, so it's a competitive game. Had a draft yesterday for, you know, all the staff, coaching staff, support staff, recruiting staff, training staff, everybody got picked. All right, and you got your team for steak on Monday or your team for beans and paper plates and plastic forks and spoons. So you want a tablecloth, you want a steak, you want a baked potato, you want a dessert, got to win. So that's what's at stake here. But we hope to have a big crowd for this game. This is one thing I think that we have an iconic brand, and this is one of the reflections on our brand that we have so much interest that we get really, really good crowds for the A-Day game. It also is something that really inspires our players because they know they have a lot of people that support them. It's the one way that all spring long for 15 practices, we're out there grinding and going through practice, banging on each other, and now they have an opportunity to get some positive reinforcement by going out and playing, you know, in front of a group of people. So this is something that they really look forward to. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how everybody responds. Obviously, we're going to have quite a few guys that won't participate, you know, in this game. But the emphasis to the players is, I don't care what team you're on, can you play winning football at your position? We need guys that can play winning football at their position. It doesn't matter what team you're on, first team, second team, or whatever. And because that's what's going to help us be successful as a team, and that's what's going to help you create value for yourself, is that you can go out there and play winning football and impress people by the way you compete and the way you play and the way you can go out there and be accountable to do your job. So this is what everybody should be focusing on. Shouldn't be looking over their shoulder at anything else that might be happening in the world. Focus on what you're doing and what you have to do to play winning football. So that's kind of what we need for our players to do.
Start over here, Charlie.
Yeah, hey, Coach. What have you seen from the corners this spring and the depth of that position?
Well, we got a long ways to go. You know, I've been pleased with, you know, Kool-Aid and Terrion have had really good springs, and both those guys, you know, have some experience, so I think that really helps. But we're really young, you know, after that, and, you know, we need to make a lot of progress. I think we got guys that have ability to do it, but they have not developed the consistency or the confidence at the position that they need to be able to play the way we want them to play. And I think they're very capable, but it's going to be a work in progress for us the rest of in this game, as well as the summer and as well as fall camp.
Go here with Chase in the middle.
At the beginning of the spring, you mentioned there was a heavy dose of mid-year guys who are new to the program, 26 of them, I think. What would you say about those guys as a group after 14 practices?
As a group, I think they benefited from the off-season program. I think they benefited from spring practice. And I think there's a group of those guys that if they continue to improve, they can contribute to the team. In some cases, they have an opportunity to be starters. In some cases, they have an opportunity to play on special teams and add depth. But I think I'm pretty pleased for the most part with how those guys have developed and how they've progressed and the kind of character and attitude that they bring to trying to learn and develop as players.
Okay, we'll go to Nick right there.
Is there any message to the team of players either considering the portal or some of the ones that have made the decision to enter the portal this week?
No, I mean, we don't want anybody to get in the portal. We'd love to keep everybody on our team. I think sometimes, my experience with this is a little bit like free agency, in the NFL. But NFL players kind of know they're expendable. I think some college players sometimes think the portal's a one-way street, but it's really not, because we have an opportunity to bring guys in and replace them too if we choose to do that. We'd rather make it work with the guys that understand the culture in our program, but that's just another resource that you look at players and see if there's any way that you can help your team and strengthen your roster.
Okay, come here with Nick.
We had a chance to talk to Justin Eboigbe this week. What do you see from him, the way he's handled things ever since his injury until now?
He's been very mature about it. He's done everything that he needed to do to rehab, to get himself back and get cleared to be able to go play. I think we sort of weaned him into it slowly when he was cleared to play, and I think that helped him gain confidence that he can play, and he's really done very well and really added tremendous maturity from a leadership standpoint, to the defensive group.
On the far side with Katie.
How much does the pressure ramp up for the players with fans actually being in the stands compared to the first two scrimmages, or is it more just of motivation, like you talked about, of a reward at the end of the spring?
Well, I think the game should be fun. I think people should have fun competing. I think they should go out there, have fun, play hard, be confident in doing their job, and go out there and try to create value for themselves and their brand by how they play, and show that the team is meaningful to them, and they want to do everything they can to help the team, and I think it should be fun. I don't think there should be any pressure on anybody. I mean, I don't think we're going to lose. I mean, I don't think this gets us in or out of the playoffs or any of that, or gets us in a bowl game as far as I know, but it is a good experience. It's good to get in game-like situations. It's good for, the coaching staff to work together, even though we'll have a very sort of watered-down version of defense and offense, and be a pretty simple game. But you do like to see how guys compete, and it should be fun. You should have fun when you compete, and you might get beat on a play, but having the maturity to not waste a failing and be able to play the next play and learn from the mistake that you made, that's important too, because it might happen in a game. So, but I don't feel any pressure, and I don't think any players should feel any pressure. I think they should have fun. They should feel like they prepared. They practice 14 practices to go out there and be able to, do well, compete, have fun, and create value for themselves.
A few more quick ones, Nick, and then follow up with Charlie.
What's your current confidence level with the quarterbacks you have on your roster, and then what are you looking to see from them on A-Day?
I don't really understand the question. What do you mean? Well, I didn't hear what you said.
How confident are you in the quarterbacks on your roster, and what are you looking to see for them
Yeah,
on
well,
Saturday?
we have confidence in the guys that we have in the program. They've worked hard all spring. They've had, very, very good moments where they've shown some consistency and ability to make plays, and there's been obvious situations where we have work to do and things to work on. So, I'm confident in, the guys that we have. I'm confident that they're going to work hard and be dedicated and committed to continuing to improve so that they can go out there and play winning football at their position.
Finish up with Charlie.
After that first scrimmage, you mentioned Caleb Downs as a young guy that was getting a lot of reps. Just what kind of improvement have you seen from him over the course of the spring?
No, he's done great. He's, got lots of maturity for a young guy. He's smart, understands football, really conscientious about making sure he knows what to do and going out on the field and doing it. So he's had a really good spring and really you know, has added a lot, you know, to the secondary with the way he's played. He's a good player.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.